Hello, everyone. This week I decided to try the new Pokemon game like millions of people all around the world, and I found it was very fun. I really liked the innovative feature of making you actually have to move and get out in the world and use your cell phone camera. And like many Americans, I thought, what would be really great as far as getting me more Pokemons? I'm gonna go jump in my truck and just drive around and see how many more Pokemons I can catch by increasing my speed. And then what I found in doing that was if you catch a Pokemon after you pull over, and in that moment that the Pokeball is still shaking, if you pull away from that spot, if you move too fast, if it looks like you're not walking and instead you're driving, you lose that Pokemon. It completely ruins it because you have to go back to that point where you saw that Pokemon and you have to recapture them. So they actually worked in things into the program that make it so you actually have to go out and walk. And another thing that I found was that the concentration of Pokemons was not on the road, it was off the road. That was pretty good. But in places where there aren't road, like city parks, going into the center of the city park physically by walking there is the place to catch the most Pokemon. The density in there is greater than you would find by driving around. So I really thought that was great too. These guys really thought this out. But remember to stay alert of your surroundings at all times. I found that in driving my truck, you can't stop on busy roads just to pull over and get a Pokemon. Sometimes there's not a place to park near where you would see it. So I don't recommend driving around looking for Pokemons. But all in all, it was a pretty fun novelty to try. And I'm going to tell you guys 4 problems that I've found with it that I haven't seen other people talking about. I have seen news stories of people being robbed. There was one guy who he saw a body being dumped and he was streaming at the time. And there was also 2 guys that fell off a cliff. But there was 4 things that I found that I did not like about the game, and here they are. Number 1, you can dox yourself very easily with the game. I'm not going to show you any gameplay on my phone right here, right now, because you would see my avatar right in the middle of my neighborhood. That would show you the shape of my neighborhood, and I'm not going to show you guys that because doxing. People will do some research, and if you are streaming this game, if you're one of those gaming streamers, and you go to a landmark that's very close to your home, because the game uses landmarks to set up like battle tournament areas and places where you can get free Pokeballs. You can be shown to habit a certain neighborhood, and you can be shown to start at one place and end at what place, and what are people going to get from that? That's where you live. And if your name is, say, Sean Smith, you might feel safe as a gamer. But if people can narrow it down to exactly what block you live on, based on your travels and your gaming, then you could be the only Sean Smith on that block. So that's the first problem I've seen with the game. Second problem is the concentration of Pokemons that you can catch. While it's great that it's greater in the middle of city parks, I love that it gets kids out of their house and into the parks. Wonderful. There are other places that I found in my travels that had great concentrations of Pokemons just because of the way that the map is set up in the game. And it unfairly puts some places to greater concentrations than others. And what I'm talking about is, I found my first Pikachu in the Walmart parking lot. And then I drove around in the Walmart parking lot very slowly, and I caught a whole bunch of Pokemons. And then I went into the Walmart and caught a whole bunch of Pokemons in the Walmart. Right? Well, since the density of Pokemons decreases where there is actual roads, when I went to other shopping centers and found that they had basically mapped in fake roads into the shopping center, it made it so that there were less Pokemons generated in that shopping center. But there were a lot of Pokemons in the Walmart parking lot. And if you guys have a Walmart near you, tell me if you experience the same thing. And then you go to a nearby shopping center that's right near it and see if there's extra roads carved into the parking lot that only appear in the game. Let's see. The third thing that I found that was wrong about Pokemon Go is that I went to a church, and because I saw this landmark mapped onto the app, and I was like, well, I want some free Pokeballs. I'm going to go over there. And this church sign, I had actually made fun of it in previous videos on my channel. This is a church that actually posts things like they're parroting what the Westboro Baptist Church says sometimes. And so they're sending people to this church, you know, and the landmark is the church's billboard right out in front of the church on the side of the road. This church didn't invite all of these Pokemon players to that sign, you know, to come congregate in their parking lot. Okay, there are many churches who consider Pokemon to be satanic. Okay, so you don't want to just randomly generate landmarks all around the world and then have some of them be places where you're not welcome, and places where you're going to see hate speech. And the last thing that I found wrong with Pokemon Go is its proclivity to ignore the fact that there are grave sites and memorials to dead people that they are using as landmarks within the game. One of which I found was a tree that was grown bio-urn style, and then a plaque put on the ground for this dead guy. And what do you know? They made that a place where if you visit it, you can get some free Pokeballs. You know, the family of this dead guy did not want his placard to become a pit stop for a video game. You know, so I found that to be very disrespectful of Pokemon Go and the people who created all the landmarks. I don't know how they generated them, but it seems like somebody was getting careless. That's the things that I found wrong with it. I got it up to level 6, and then I quit because I have a principle about living life, and I don't need a game to get my butt out of the house. So I enjoyed the novelty of it, and I hope that they create more games with this real world interface to it. So thanks for watching.